We're back. That's right. Oh, don't you worry. I'm back for you. Tuesday night, Chateau de Mars Hill Studio up in Indiana, not in Florida yet. I am your host, the greatest ever, the Bobby Yaga of Central Indiana. Surprisingly, a lot of libertarians are getting Whitty derangement syndrome now. You're welcome. I know we're going to talk about them tonight, except for Larry. Larry's based, all right? Hancock County is based. If I lived in Hancock County, I would be a libertarian over there for sure. Lomax and, yep, there it is. Luke Lomax is him. Base Lomax. We got Lomax. We got Jimmy. We got Rusty Jones. Red Dog in the house. Let's go. Special Power. Whitty Reveiws. Mouthwash. Andrew Wart. Dude, Drew's comment is getting a lot of traction today, which we are going to talk about here shortly. But first things first, we have to talk about our old pal Sid. That's right, Mr. Mahant is getting mogged again. Just the other day, he decided to go on some crazy broad's Twitter or Facebook page and make a snide, smug-ass comment. And oh boy, isn't karma wonderful. So he goes, hold on. Stephen, the self-complained reporter, couldn't even win the Republican primary for the Indianapolis City Council District in 2016 and 2023, and then lost his election for state representative in 2024. Yet he constantly points fingers at everyone else and lectures people on how to run elections and government. Before giving anyone else political advice, maybe he should take a hard look at his own record at the ballot box. All right, Mr. Sid Mahans, if you want to throw stones, let's throw stones. What did old Sid Mahant do well? How did he do in the last election? Oh, that's right, 75-25. That's how bad he did. Not only that, but according to Ballotpedia, he loaned himself $500,000. So I think I did the math on it. It's like $400-something thousand or $400-something a vote. I don't know. You guys go do some public school math. I don't care. And it's the funniest thing. This asshole is trying to mog me on Facebook, talking about how I lost the primary. Dude, you got kicked off the primary in 2024? Then you'd go decide, oh, I'm going to run for a state house seat, trying to repeat what I was doing. And then you don't even make it to the general, but you get destroyed in the primary, loaning yourself $500,000. Exactly. If you come for the king, you better not miss. It's so great. All right, so what happened after that? Well, we call this a little bit of karma. I think the Indians should know a lot about karma, am I right? So just yesterday, this truck decides to flip onto the side. It's over on Rockville, a.k.a. US 36 and Ronald Reagan Parkway. It's so fitting that it's on Ronald Reagan. So what do we see here? Mahant. Oh, Mahant? I don't think so. Mahant Transportation. Oh, what do we know right there? And what did we have just in August? His friend, he goes and makes a post about the two FedEx drivers tragically lost their lives and talking about how, oh, you know what? Sometimes it's not about learning English. Well, apparently it is. If you don't know the speed limit going on Ronald Reagan Parkway. The only reason I say that is because allegedly, this driver was going way too fast on the turn and then decided to lay it down. So go figure. It's too funny. I love it. Dude, I mean, just this destroyed his next campaign. He talked about running for office again. They're going to show this every single time that this guy decided, oh, I'm going to run. A literal, dude, how his primary campaign went. Just right here is laying on the side of the highway. Dude. Oh, man. Actually, hold on. Let me copy that. I'm going to save this for later. Jan Key Walrus. Oh, that's nice. Oh, man. Sid Mahant 2027. Here, I know you guys think I'm kidding right now that this wasn't Sid or whatever, but here, let me zoom this in for you. Let me do some Indian zooming right now if I can. Where is it? There it is. Mahant, my friend Mahant. Sorry, my friend. Sir, what shall I do? That's called karma, Sid. Next time, shut your pie hole. All right. Moving on, though, boys and girls. We know we have to talk about this. I have been trying to pay attention to all the Indianapolis. By the way, as you guys can tell, I'm a bit under the weather. Should I talk about Washington, D.C. real quick? Dude, I was in a 15-minute city. I'm not even kidding either. I won't tell you where it was at, but I was in one. And Brad in the house, let's go. Brad messaged me earlier about Max, and I was like, Brad, listen, I could only goon so much over Maxing. And I got a really nasty sinus infection the day that I got there on Wednesday. By the way, drove there 10 hours, went through the Appalachian, went through like 5 different states, I think. Then finally up in the District of Columbia, was across the street, across the Potomac, rode the Ferris wheel over there too. So I visited National Harbor so I could go and visit the Ferris wheel. And I was walking around a little bit. I bought some pizza. Everything you want plus no downside. No, I don't think so. Listen, I refuse to live in a bubble. I must grow, okay? Let me venture. But the only way to really get over there is through cab or Uber, because it's like right off the highway. That's the it's in its own little pocket. I really want to accept the violence, excess taxation, lack of options. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you are very restricted. So I got a nasty sinus infection while I was there. And I've had these recently where it like goes down into the chest, and now I'm fighting it through the chest. And then I had to drive 10 hours back. Was not able to make the Grand Prix. I was actually not there for the Grand Prix. I was there for other reasons. I wish. No, it was right on the Potomac. The Ferris wheel is really cool. It's very neat. And I'm still under the weather. Very much under the weather. So if I start coughing like crazy, you guys know why. That's why I'm not sure if I was going to keep my voice or not, because I was starting to lose it. I was coughing so hard I was about to pass out, like no joke, too. I was starting to lose consciousness. Good thing I wasn't driving. So anyway, during that time, I was trying to watch the committee meetings that were happening for the Indianapolis City Council. And this one had definitely perked my ears. I'm not all the way done with it. I'm about halfway done right now, and I'm going to listen to the rest tomorrow. So the Marion County Prosecutor's Office had their budget hearing last week. And there's a whole bunch of other stuff. I'm sure you, Drew saw the guy with the hat who was just like, oh, taxpayers should subsidize ankle monitors. And the guy's like, yeah, where's Peppy the Frog? Taxpayers should subsidize the ankle monitors because the felons aren't paying for them anyway. And you had this dude in some goofy ass hat talking about that. Oh, well, the ankle monitors are a barrier. Oh, I'm sorry. Consequences of my actions. I'm sorry that you have to pay for this thing. If only you didn't do burglarizing or felony stuff. Who would have guessed? So anyway, Mirrors popped on here talking about how they're trying to meet parity with the defender's office, public defender's office. And this is why the budget's going up, because they're trying to make sure that they equal out. Here's where I'm at with it. If your conviction numbers are less than the year before, in fact, worse than the last 3 years before that, worse until 2022, as bad as 2022, you should not get a pay increase, okay? Like, convicting murderers should be the lowest of hanging fruit that there is. Hey, boy, you murdered somebody, not like self-defense or this is homicides is what they said. If you guys want to go and listen to the video, they actually talk about it is homicides. And they're doing worse. They peaked over in 2024. I don't know how they got 100% in 2020. And hold on, let me see. How many was it? 9 trials in 2020. Oh, okay, that's why. 84% in 21. In fact, 2024 was their highest with 48 trials and 94%. And now they're at 87% with 30 trials. Hey, you know what? You're getting less trials and you're getting less conviction murders. Go figure. Also, I found out I'm super dehydrated. I didn't realize that I've been pushing my body so hard, staying up to like midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, watching videos. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Luke. Listen, I know I go on a lot of side quests, but this is my dream. If I could work remotely, I would move to like Huntington or something. They have a really cool bar over there, and their downtown is awesome. That's where I would move to, and it's very red. So yeah, the fact that this happened last week, and the Faust campaign isn't like latching onto it like a pit bull on a 4-year-old is blowing my mind right now. Like this should be screaming across the clouds. Hey, look, they can't convict murderers on election year, during election year. Hey, maybe you should focus less on reading toddlers, green eggs and ham, or whatever trans stuff you got. Faust is pure energy. Yeah. Dude, Faust is going to lose by 30 points. I'm just calling it right now. Besides him snubbing me. Whoopsie. There we go. Whoopsie. Stop. Okay. Did you guys see that? That was kind of crazy. Yeah, Fox is going to lose badly. The fact that he's not going and asking that, hey, maybe we should have a debate or a town hall in next week. Isn't next week September? Yeah, we are less than a week from September, or a week from September. So yeah, I don't know how it's gonna go. Mirrors by 30. He'll probably run for. I don't know if he's gonna. Everybody keeps talking about how he's gonna run for mayor. I don't know. It's a loaded primary right now, and if Hogsett gets in there, I'm giving it to Hogsett. Like it's gonna be really hard to beat Hunley because she is a skinwalker, and she'll manifest herself into whatever fits the rooms that she's in. She's like, she truly is a. I would say skinwalker again, but she's an absolute fake overall, an absolute fake. She'll conform to whatever room that she's in and tell like whatever lies or bullshit that she has to. Dude, I'll be mayor of Indianapolis. Dude, I will run for mayor of Indianapolis right now. That would be so much fun. But I have no banner. That's the problem. I have no party to raise my banner with. So I can't run for mayor. All right, but you know what? A lot of crazy stuff with the former mayor of Indianapolis. So if you guys saw Greg Ballard, by the way, check out his eyes. Have you seen Ballard's eyes? Hold on. Where is it? Dude, something is up with his freaking eyes. They're like purple. I don't know if it's the tint. Yeah, right there, dude. They're demon eyes. They're like crazy purple. He needs to update his picture. He looks like a demon. Anyway, he decides he's going to put out a voter guide for Indiana and say a vagina neck in that photo. Yeah, he does, dude. Yeah. If he wins, he would be the oldest Secretary of State in history by like 10 years. By elected, it'd be like 20 or 30 years. By appointed, because I think who's that crazy broad? Skillman. Yeah, he does. He looks like he has AIDS. He looks like Matthew McConaughey from Dallas Buyers Club. He looks like he's sick, and he's got he's got the vest on in 92-degree weather. Because he's old and crumbly. Politics is rough. Barely, Brad. Barely. All right. So he decides to put out a voter guide. And like, this is what my plan is. I'm going to have a voter guide. I'm going to have a printed version. Then I'm going to have an electronic version. And everybody's going to get one. But don't you worry. It's only going to cost taxpayers $2.5 million. And then our pal Drew, I want to make sure that I show this. Our pal Drew, he goes, who will pay for the voter's guide? He goes, it will cost an average of $2.5 million per year, or 1 cent of every $100 taxpayer send the state in taxes. He is using the referendum campaign marketing 101. Hey, you know what? It's just a penny. It's just a penny out of the $100. What's it? Hey, you guys spend more money on Starbucks every month. All right. You tell me that Starbucks money can't go to a taxpayer funded voter guide. I'm thinking to myself, $2.5 million could fix a little bit of road in Indianapolis. It is not the government's job to hold your hand to be, hey, daddy government, can you show me how to use Google? Because I'm too freaking stupid to type voter guide. Who am I voting for? Basically, you're telling the people of Indiana that you're too dumb to learn how to use Google, DuckDuckGo, Bing. I don't care. Any one of them. So I decided I'm going to use it. He has an interactive version of it, and it's like, hey, if I put my name in here, this is what you're gonna get. This is an example of it. So the public questions, which is the referendum questions of denying bail for offenses other than murder or treason. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot we're doing that. Where a city or town court judge is allowed to live. Straight take it. 1 mark for an entire party. 1. Secretary of State, comptroller, treasurer. Blah 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 blah. All right, so obviously Nathan Gotch, huge liberal, by the way. Do not trust him at all. Ballard had it. Here's what I always bring back the Sears catalog. So true. Yeah, dude, Lomax, that is actually okay. I can get on board with that. That's a good compromise. Not bad, actually. All right, so I wanted to. That's a good point too, Lomax, and I want to bring this up. I'm going to bring that up here in a second because I got it in the docket. Of course, you know everybody's going to town on Greg Ballard. I think even the libertarians are too. But here's the deal: Lori has it on her website too, and I'll show it here in a second. Dude, I mean, here's the thing: I talk crap about everybody. If there is something that I do not like you about, I will call it out. Like, I don't like how Max crosses his legs when he talks. All right. Remember that thing that I put out there the other day of saying, hey, how do you cross your legs? No, boy, you're going to spread them wide. All right. You're going to whip that hog out is what you're going to do. And you're going to show the world what you're made of. All right. Balling, all right? Free balling is what I'm talking about. When Max is at the Hobnob tomorrow for the Indie Chamber, I want him spread wide. That's what I want. What else is there to talk about, Brad? What, Jim Banks? Oh, I'm sorry, Jim Banks isn't running for office. He is talking about the things that I like. If you're talking about the things that I like, therefore I will brag about it. That's it. Man, thigh crossing legs is creepy. Yeah, you know, there's 2 things that make men kind of really feminine. One is crossing the legs like a woman. Number 2 is having wrist ornaments that is other than a watch. There is some fat, ugly pig out there who wears these like goofy looking beads around his wrist. And I'm always thinking about, are you shoving those up your ass later? Do you sniff them earlier? Do you sniff them when you're on the couch? Or those goofy rubber band bracelets? I cannot deal with it. Listen, there are only 2 things that you are allowed to wear on your wrist as a man: a watch or a hair tie. That is it. And the reason why is back in the day when I worked at Volkswagen, some guy that I was talking to, huge man whore, was talking about hair ties. And he's like, you know what? You know why I wear a hair tie on my wrist? I go, why? Is like, because when I'm ready to get some knob, I give it to her, and then you're able to put your hair up. Hey, I don't lie, babe. Listen, I'm thinking of you, okay? Pocket watches, dude. Yes. Okay, Brad. 100% agree. I have a pocket watch, by the way. I love pocket watches. I think they're glorious. I would wear one and then use it as a choker. It is the gentleman thing to do, right? That's what I'm saying. Best show on the internet. What could I say? Am I right, boys? Hey, did you guys miss me? Did you guys miss me for Tuesday nights or what? All right. So anyway, going back to what I was saying, we already have a voter guide for the most part. If you want to know who is on the ballot, the state of Indiana already has this. You go to indianavoters.in.gov, and if you are already registered to vote, this should already be on here. You log in with your name, your birthday, and your phone number. You get a verification code because I don't want derp out in India using me as a voter person. Men in stockings with shorts and men crossing their legs. Yeah, stockings, huh? Stockings with shorts. Yeah, that is it's pretty gay, to be honest with you. Yeah. I listen, I'm a Don, so I don't wear shorts. So I don't know what that's like. A Don never wears shorts, okay? So then you go into the voter portal right here, voter poto. And then what do you want to do? Do you want to vote by mail? Por correo. The fact that we even have it in Spanish pisses me off. Okay. All right. I didn't even know this until right now. That's it. I'm posting this later. If you don't know Spanish or if you don't know English, get the fuck out. All right. So then you go, where is it? I just had it here a second ago. Contact. Oh, yeah. Here we go. View. Oh, no, that's election day voting location hours. You can view all of them in your area. There's like 80 or 180, I think. That's what it is. All the forms at deadlines, what you want to do. I did not vote in the last primary because I was not allowed to. That's the one thing that I regret not doing, honestly. If there is any regrets, it would have been that. What I need to vote at polls. There you go. You need to have that. What a low match. So I wear knee-high tube socks with shorts and Crocs. Oh, dude, I hate foreign language people. All right. It tells you exactly what to bring, tells you exactly where the voting locations are and what the hours are. In fact, like what is it? indievotes.com actually has a really good website too. I think that's what it is. Yeah, there it is. Indianapolis has a really good look at all the vote centers. All right. Bam, right there. Look at all the vote centers. I never want to hear another Democrat in Indianapolis talk about how we need more vote centers. Dude, look at that list. All right. There's 9 of them for early voting, and then like 180 of them for the actual day of voting. And then, wow, they got campaign finance on here. That's pretty cool. Contact information, 2-factor authorization, absentee voting. Look, absent. There shouldn't be. All right, I got to do that again. There should not be it in Spanish. Okay. I hate it. Absolutely hate it. I'm using this for later. I'm making a tweet about this later. Voters with print disabilities. Look, it has everything here. There's really no reason. And then who's on the ballot? All these people. And even in fact, it goes into deep on the public question, on the ratification of the state constitution, on no bail for besides murderers or for murderers and treason. And then what we got? We got a couple of IPS. We got a referendum. We got a Wayne Township referendum. We have an IPS referendum. So I'm getting double donged here in Indianapolis is what's going on here. All the judges too, I will be voting no on for retention. I will not be voting for a state rep. There's a good chance. Okay. Secretary of State, nobody. Controller, nobody. Treasurer of State, nobody. 7th District, I will be voting for Andre Carson this year. That's who I will be voting for. I will also be voting for Mark Renselberger this year. Nobody. Sheriff, nobody. Trustee, nobody. Oh, actually, I'll take that back. Kent Wells. And then all the township boards or the township school boards, nobody. All right. This is going to be a very easy election for me to pick. Yeah, I'm voting for a Democrat because Macaulay's a fucking dope, and Fanciniak should be deported to Liberia. I'm probably not voting anybody for prosecutor either, because I'm not bought on Philip Faust. One thing, I have not seen enough fight from Philip Faust is my problem. and he snubbed me. So that's you get to vote for Drew. No, I don't. Drew is not in my district. Mark, who I recruited at the state convention, I will be voting for Mark. And Mark had my back at the vote, so he gets my vote for sure. Hufflepuff, yeah, Hufflepuff needs to be Gryffindor out of here. Dude, I'm going to be trolling him so bad in September. I am going to be trolling him so far. That's the problem. Talks about maybe we can woo you with that. No, that's the other. Boom. Exactly. See, Brad, you get it. You get it. Dude, if you're not even going off and talking about your family and saying, hey, I have roots here. I am trying to protect the people of Indianapolis because I live here. I have children here. If you're not even talking about that at a minimum, then what are we even doing? Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm a cheap date, all right? I'm a basic bitch. It's not hard to make me happy, all right? I live in Marion County, the left armpit of Indiana, the one place that I have lived long enough that had made me lose my faith in humanity, that place in Indiana. And that too, you know. Did he really? Well, I haven't heard it since then. Yeah, I brought it up once. But that should be like a major talking point to try and tug on the heartstrings of it. Yeah. You know, I'm willing to half forgive him, but there's just been no fight at all. Like that whole, hey, 87% conviction rate for murderers, the lowest it's been since 2022. Like, how is he not? That was last week. How do you not have people on your team paying attention to the prosecutor 24/7 is beyond me. But whatever. Whatever. You know what? I just do what I do. I wear watches. Check out my watch. Anyway, yeah, low energy from Faust for sure. All right. Speaking of the IED. Oh, yeah, that's what I want to talk about. Oh, wait a minute. We're not there yet. I didn't want to move on to the next thing yet. But this is where we're gonna see. Listen, you guys know I'm not making fun of Rob right now, but I'm very curious on what his next move is going to be, because you guys know where I am with everything. If someone does something dumb, I'm going to talk about it. Like Max with that whole $60,000 thing from that donation is kind of a nothing burger. If it doesn't show in his campaign reports that he didn't return it, then yes, I will post something about it. But honestly, I don't really care because it's going to get to him eventually by proxy. But nobody wants to talk about Baby Birch with the Apollo connections. But whatever. So Rob, I'm really going to be curious what Rob has to say tomorrow in his show. Because this is acting like a referendum. We are still wasting taxpayer dollars. If he says like, yeah, I think it's a stupid idea, ultimate Rob W. Then he is on equal footing, obviously, with how I do things. If you are going to waste my taxpayer money, like, by the way, IEDC building a 15-minute city in Leap, I've talked crap about everybody. I was basically the guy that's talking crap about Diego besides Rob since day one. So yeah, it is really funny. Him protecting Ballard, it's actually very amusing, because then you start figuring out what people will and will not talk crap about. But we'll see. You know what? Love Rob. I'll fight people for Rob. I don't care. But I'm very curious of on where he'll be at on tomorrow on this. If I should have focused way more on the parking garage murder. Yeah, 100%, Brad. 100%. There were so many missed opportunities. Like Carrasco had, I mean, that was back when people actually had hope in 2022. Not well, Drew. Not well. That is good, true, Brad. I don't need an excuse to go and fight people. That's right. I'm going to stab somebody. What I'm going to do right in the jugular. We're just going to go like with my pan John Wick up. Blah! Just like that. All right. So what I was talking about before. Oh, yeah. Then Jimmy Briggs, Jimmy from the block, this absolute clown, Jimmy Block from the block, Irvington gay area. It's been interesting to see the contempt Republicans have for a Secretary of State candidate proposing to use the office to inform voters. Hey, dummy. It is not the government's job to jerk you off. All right. Do not goon for me. Do not. I do not need your hand to show me how to use Google. Woody Wick, yeah. I do not. I can look up people myself. We should not be using tax dollars of, oh, by the way, did you know that we have indianavoters.in.gov to show you the same thing that I'm showing you right now? In fact, this actually has a lot more information on the ratification of a state constitutional amendment, not my goofy ass voter book. And by the way, we know the $2.5 million will go up. I mean, that's almost a guarantee. This is the 2.5 million is the starting point. It will go up. So, you know, James Briggs is a dope. Where was he during Hawkset in 2020? All right. Where's he talked about the 45 million? Yeah, let's see. Cheating is fundamental for you Democrat commies. So true. Freaking Jim needs to be deported back to Maryland. He needs to be deported back to Baltimore is what it is. Barbara in the chat. Let's go. All right. So the other person that also has a voter guide or voter education is the current libertarian candidate for Secretary of State. Basically doing the same thing, but you know, nobody's really cares about her because don't really have any money. So no one's going to talk about it except for me. Okay. Because I do not think on the libertarian message should be, we should spend your money to educate voters. No, I think the message from libertarians should be, not everybody should be allowed to vote. That's my, what is this? If you have time in the show, bring me on. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll bring you on for sure. I don't think everybody should be able to vote. Who are those people? People who don't know how to use the left lane, people who don't put their cart back, 75 IQ, people on welfare, people on Social Security. Yeah, I mean, property owners is a good start for sure. There was this argument that, like, if you're in a household, only the chief should be able to vote. That sounds like a logistical nightmare, but hey, I'm fine with that too. Listen, only the king can vote. All right, the king of the household, which is yours truly. So, no, this is not going to get any attention at all. But I think I posted it up on Twitter already. All right, speaking of those, of how much crap I talk about Republicans as well as the IEDC, speaking of 15-minute city, should some be able to vote? Yeah, some people should be able to vote. I think they should have to vote. I think if you want to vote and you're in the not allowed to vote section, you should have to fight someone. Yeah, exactly. So boys that let their wife make all decisions. Yeah, exactly, Luke. Exactly. Oh, what's that? Repeal the 19th? Is that what you're talking about, bro? Drew. No, I don't know, Brad. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure if he went to the IndyCar race. I heard there were like 30-something people that went there. I haven't seen any pictures so far. I guess we'll see what happens. But don't forget, dude, I think the Gaylord car got last. The one that was sponsored by Chucky Goodrich. I'm pretty sure it got last place. All right, so the IEDC put up an RFP for a mixed-use village, and it's kind of terrifying, to be honest with you. I know for people like Brad, it's not. He does the kind of gooner stuff that he loves in his 15-minute city. Brad, you're gonna love this, but no joke. This is right up your alley. So basically, what they're saying is that they want to have mixed-use development. They want to have single-family homes, high-density living, but not all. And they're gonna have an area. I don't know if it's gonna be a designated area, but they want to have it where you build single-family homes, but they're only used for rentals, which is kind of bananas, to be honest with you. And what their whole goal is, where is it? They actually had a picture here. There it is. This is how they want it to be. They have the Meta right here. They have Lily A, Lily B, like Jurassic Park. They have Isla Nabuba, whatever the fuck the name is. And then and what their whole goal is that has everybody contained in the Soda Sopa. And now don't forget, they're also, you got the data centers, and then you have Lily too for the Leap District. And they want people living there. They're gonna have Starbucks and your Chick-fil-A and your Chipotle. They take money out of the commercial buildings to take it. Yeah, it's gonna be a massive mess. Hey, Ducky in the chat, let's go. Why you guys all hate it? It sounds like a town. Yeah, it's not though. It's basically they want to train you to be subservient of everybody in your community. Have you ever seen the old Comcast commercials where just like we all bundle? That's what it is. It's groupthink. They don't want anybody outside of the norm, I guess. They basically want you to be gaslit. Why would you want to venture outside? Why would you want to go out there? Think of all the lovely things you already have here. Why would you need anything else? It's like, no, I want to go and wander around. Plus, like, there's a good chance I'm not going to like any of you people. Third, there's a good chance that nothing but Indians are going to be here. And that's a definitely, or people who don't know how to speak English that well. No, thank you. Outsiders outside. No. Is that what's going to happen? Okay, so you don't want to know what I heard too. Is that Buckingham is going to be the people that are going to do this mixed development. Brad Chambers owns Buckingham, the same guy that helped spearhead Leap in the first place back in like 2019 or 2020, whatever it was. Yeah, there's a dog park and walking trails. Yeah, the walking trails are what's really going to sell people too. It is. It's an open air prison, and they're going to gaslight you into thinking that's bad. What's that whole like cave thing of like you're scared of the shadows kind of deal? You're going to have all these like COVIDian types that are going to say, what's that? Why would you go against the government? The government knows better than all of you. Yeah, so not exactly. I'm very curious. Listen, I already don't like the people next to me now. Now I'm going to have to deal with bigger assholes. No, thank you. So that Beyond Horizon, I think it ends in next month. Yeah. So we should know probably next year of what's going to happen. I say that because there's going to be a lot of talk. I'm being repressed there. Such an resource. That the whole thing is a massive scam. Yeah, the whole thing is a massive scam park. I don't like any of it. The master developer. IEDC will work with the master developer to execute definitive agreements and convey the land fee simply to the master developer. All right. I want to talk about this real quick, and then we're going to talk about the next thing. I have a couple other things that we could talk about if I have time. All right. Back in 2015, during the first Trump years when he was running, there was a massive dissident right people, and there were a lot of grifters and a lot of people that really had their name out there. People like Cernovich, like Jack Posobiec, Milo. But there was one Queen MAGA that everybody probably doesn't forget, and her name is Lauren Southern. Now, you have to remember, a lot of the women in Republican politics are grifting whores. They're opportunists trying to expand their brand. Basically, they want to be the queen of whatever. Tim Pool really blew up in 2020. All right, so Aristotle over here goes with, if you're a conservative man that just recently started using Twitter, let me educate you because I've been on this app for a long time. Back in the day, there was a female conservative influencer named Lauren Southern. She had a massive following on Twitter and was on all the podcasts. Long story short, she turned out to be a total fraud and grifter, and there was many such cases of female conservative influencers that were exposed as frauds like her. Remember, I think her sister, too, she was allegedly a virgin when she got married, and then this massive rumor came out that she was actually banging Elijah Schaefer. Any woman that is out there in conservative politics, more like Con Inc. politics, they're most likely a political grifter. Do not trust any of them. The Candace Owens, the Laura Loomers. So this is actually one of my favorite things right here. Went on a cocaine bender with Tommy Robinson, gave him a blow even though he was married. Had sex with Andrew Tate, allegedly got raped by him and now had herpes. Had sex with Destiny and got impregnated by him. Did all this while being married to some Filipino Fed who worked for Australian intelligence. Got divorced, is now a single mom. Complains that the right is mean and toxic for making fun of her bad decisions. The moral of the story is stop listening to women in the right. All right. Get around some Chads, not Brad, but get around Chads and based people like yours truly to really set you straight. Teach shit to command. Yeah. So many paid female GOP will flip in a heartbeat. So true, Steve. Exactly. Dude, you have to be careful with these women who I'm going to talk about next. All right. Quickly. Last week, I was at an event called One Zone, and they did a really good job. I did not know what One Zone is. Apparently, it is the Noblesville and Fishers Chamber of Commerce. Basically, businesses buy in, and the chamber represents them. And whatever help they might need to do, insert here. So they had a town hall. It was more like a luncheon, and they had all 4 candidates for Secretary of State. And I will give you my honest opinion on everything. Max needs to stop crossing his legs. He went a little long on answers, but overall, he took control of the room, tried to find everybody that was relatable to him. He obviously wins top king of that group. Baby Birch has been using the same talking points since day one. I'm a Marine. I come from a family of servants. Let's talking about corruption and politics. Dude, everything that he talks about is like, you mean like your dad? You mean like your family? Talking about misusing money. Oh, what about the missing $45 million from OPS from the city that you live in? It Democrat controlled. Very boring. You can tell that there's nothing in between the ears. He's just been trained like a good little boy. Lori was she had one really good talking point, and then everything else was crap. She had the policy of having connecting business filings with campaign donations. And I know I was looking around in the room like, everybody's like, boys, like, because they all know that they donate to politicians, you know? And and then Ballard was just grumpy. He was okay for like the first 1 or 2 questions, and then he just turned into a grump. He was talking about RIFA, the like religious freedom thing, about being like the hardest thing that he had to deal with while he was in mayor. Okay, pack it in, Grandpa. Why don't you go send your goons after another bakery for not selling gay cookies? But this is what I wanted to talk about, which is why I was bringing up the grifting. There was a woman named April Gregory, and I'm sitting at the table and I'm talking to this dude. Very cool dude. By the way, when I go to these things, I don't talk to anybody unless I'm at a table. I'm not there to wine and dine with anybody. I'm not there to rub shoulders. If I have a good conversation with somebody, I will enjoy it. But overall, my job there is to observe and report. That is my whole purpose there. I don't care about anybody else in that room. So saw Tiffany there too. Took a picture with her. So there was this guy I was talking to about grants. Got a lot of great information from him. Probably like top 5 conversations I've ever had in a room like that. So I go and grab some water, and I come back, and this lady who was talking to the guy I was talking to goes, how'd you get in here? I go, I paid. She goes, you paid? I go, yeah. And I go, your name sounds familiar, April Gregory. And she goes, yeah, you've said some very unkind things about me. I go, really? And I'm like, I'm like, wait, are you the climate chick? And she goes, no, that's Casey. I'm like, oh, and I don't know really I'm thinking to myself, I don't know who you are. And so she goes, you said some really unkind things about me. Oh, by the way, and she was really smug, really bitchy about this whole thing. Imagine like the worst attitude you ever heard from a woman, like a drunk woman, basically. And she goes, next time you run a campaign, why don't you hire some people who know what they're doing? So you might actually win. I was like, that's not going to happen. I live in Marion County. And so she leaves. The 2 guys that I'm sitting at the table with, they're like, do you know who that is? I'm like, I have no idea. And they just start laughing. So I'm thinking about it. So I'm like, I don't know who that woman is. So I check on Twitter, check the search history. I'm like, April Gregory. He's like, I've never talked about her. So get done with the event and start talking to the guy and start talking about her real quick. And he's like, oh, maybe you talked about her about the convention. I'm like, that's what it was. John, you got that video ready? And I was like, that's where I remember her from. So like, it was a couple of hours that I was like thinking about it and thinking about it. I'm like, wait a minute, that is the woman that I was talking about. Go ahead and play it if you got it. Because it was super funny. Like the following Tuesday, after the convention, just let me know. Just play it whenever you play it. I'll keep talking until then. And I remember for seeing her with like 2 other people. And then I did some research on her. And I was like, man, this lady has been in the political game forever. And no, here we go. April Gregory, who might be the biggest political whore grifter there is, working for so many notches on the bedpost of how many campaigns that you worked for. Eric Wathen, worked for Mike Pence, worked for Rob, Tony Katz, Merritt for Indiana, then part of Smart Girl Politics, part of Eat, Drink, Smoke, Vote Brizzy, political affairs for Fanimation, or for I don't know how Fanimation Ceiling Fans has a lobbyist group. Worked for Greg Garrison, and now she works for some woke ass company that's all about ESG. It's like, that's it. I remember. I gotta clip that and post it, and make sure that John plays it. And I was like, listen, April, I know that might have been traumatic for you, going out in public space and me talking about, how much you do grift according to your LinkedIn. And I know that you're going to remember that. You've probably been sitting on that for a while and you had an opportunity to talk to yours truly. And that really might have traumatized you. But I'm here to tell you, for me, that was just another Tuesday. All right. I don't even remember. I never think of you. You might think about me all the time, but I never think of you. You are such like an afterthought after that. I did not even care. So anyway, I'm not sure. I'm still not feeling good. The next debate is tomorrow for the Hobnob. I'm not sure if I'm going, only because I do not feel good still. And I feel like I'm going to lose my voice here in a little bit. Thank you. No, thank you. Didn't burn my mouth. Awesome. And if I do make it, I don't know if I'm going to be there the entire time, because it's like 3 hours, bro. Dude, 3 freaking hours. What do you need 3 hours for a debate? You don't. So it's probably going to be like a dinner. And then like at that One Zone thing, it was lunch. After you got done with lunch, and then they started talking. That's exactly how this thing should be. So it's probably like an hour of schmoozing, some food, and then a debate for like an hour, if I had to guess, maybe an hour and a half. But then that'll be the informal debate, and then the formal debate will be happening in September, right before the early voting starts. So yes, Luke, yes, I am a Minute Clinic guy for sure. So yeah, I just need some like chest stuff. I have Sudafed and some other nose stuff too. I probably just need to take it. My fever broke a couple of times while I was over in Washington, D.C. Had the chills, had everything. Like I had the flu. It was awful, sore and all. But anyway, so yeah, that's where we're at with it. Before we get done, want to bring John on here to talk about what's happening on his show real quick, if he's around. There we go. Mute.
I didn't want to hear you. I didn't want your audience to hear me laughing at your craziness. That's for sure. But yeah, well, it's good to have you back. We're doing, and Drew, I got my clear glasses out just for you tonight because you were making fun of them. And I found these in a parking lot of Ace Hardware. I mean, I guess I probably should just throw them away because they're clear. You can't see them. So the guy probably lost them, or the gal or whoever lost them. I'm like, hey, losers, weepers. But yeah, so mouthwash, we got a big announcement coming. It's probably the worst kept secret on the internet tonight, but we have a pretty good show. We're going to talk about let's see, I got my thing here. Zay, Merritt, and Diego. That's just your 3 words that I'm going to tell you about on that. And then we have the Sophia Hunt. She's the Turning Point USA president that was lambasted by, guess what? Another 40-year-old liberal crazy woman, and which is sort of segueing into our next week, where we're possibly going to have Blythe Potter come on and explain her. She says she's going to come on. We'll see if she'll do it. I even said I wouldn't host it if she does come on. And then we're gonna talk about stick around at the end of the show. I'm gonna have a little thing about Matt Baer and Dolly Parton and Frank Harold. So there you go. You just have to watch the show to figure all that. So yeah, we also have Jeremiah TV Ball coming on as a guest after we talk about about Sophia Hunt. So we're going to talk about Abdul and his current string of losses that are as bad as the 1982 New Orleans Saints. Or, remember when they put a bag over their head? I think he's about ready for that. So that's what we have tonight on that. And hey, like I said, welcome back. I had so many people ask me what you were doing, your top secret mission out there in DC.
Some Fed stuff.
Overthrowing the government and all that good stuff. Yeah, I know you were on it.
I was doing a Jan 6 is what I was doing.
Yeah. It's an interesting city, to say the least. I went there in 1973 or 4, and it was crazy back then. There was people. It was when nuclear stuff was. There was a guy dressed up like a nuclear bomb. It was crazy. DC's been crazy forever. So I'm glad you made it back. Glad you got sick. You got Legionnaire's disease. I just want to let you know.
Wonderful.
But hey, welcome back. And I thought I'd have you come on for something about later on. I may just let you pop in on the Blythe Potter one and unannounced. So yeah, stay tuned to the show. Our big announcement. I'm going to do that at the start. You can tune in for that. And yeah, that's what we got. So yeah, I got blue eyes. Ballard's got demon eyes, right?
Yeah, he does. He's
remember when you did that? Remember when you did me with the little eyes on there and said Johnny Suitcase or something like that?
Oh yeah,
so many people lost their mind with the laser eyes. It's like, I thought it was cool, but
I was cool.
Yeah, there's some of those no humor Republicans didn't like it. So. That's how it goes. So anyway, well, enjoy the rest of your show. Thanks for having me on. Are you wrapping it up now? I mean,
in about 2 minutes.
All right, man. Hey, thanks for letting me come on. Hey, stay on. Watch the Mouthwash show. We're gonna have a good time. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty wild. But yeah, Ducky, wild stuff with Matt Baer for sure. 48 years old. Really got me thinking about that too. Like I was watching Hammer and Nigel on Friday, and they were talking about the traffic in downtown. And Matt Baer was talking about a charity event and how Guy Relford was donating to it. And then, like, the last thing that you see is them fist bumping together. And then that was the last shot that you saw of, like, probably Guy and Matt before everybody found out. Like, obviously, nobody's going to know what happened, and I'm not going to ask. But it does make you think. It got me thinking about the future. And then, like, what legacy that you have. Like, what are you going to leave here? Like, everybody was talking so great about Matt Baer and, like, that shining star that's missing, and things will never be the same. And I think for a lot of people out there, it's like, think of what you will be leaving behind. And got me thinking about, like, Abdul. Like, anything that anybody's remember about Abdul is how much of a piece of shit that he is. And then same thing, but like, and then on the opposite side, like, Matt Baer always seemed like a nice dude, and was always up, and always was himself, which was very refreshing on WIBC. And like, the amount of outpour that came from the dude I've actually never seen it before. And even Tony Katz came out of his cave to be on the Hammer and Nigel show in person. Yeah, exactly. One of the most recognizable voices on indie radio. You can hear, once you heard that, it's like, oh, that's Matt Baer for sure. And all the things that he did with John Herrick, and putting themselves out there for addiction too. Like, seemed like I never knew the guy, but it seemed like a real stand-up dude that I wish that I met one time, that I wish that I could have met, but never will. But just as a reminder, everything that you do leaves a lasting impression. And what do you want your legacy to be like if you were to leave today or tomorrow? So with that being said, I will not be here on Saturday. I'll be here on Tuesday. All right. I am going somewhere else, possibly another event. All right. So you guys have a good week. Stay warm, stay safe. Hopefully I will get better. You guys have a good night. Love you guys. Bye.